We're back for another Friday episode of the Tom Crown Show. I don't think I've ever called it that before. We'll call it that today. It's Friday. This has been a week. Last night, the Bank of Japan raised interest rates by 75 BPS, just as they said they would. We speculated here on this channel with our contrarian view that may pump Bitcoin. Last time absolutely led to sell-offs earlier this year when the Bank of Japan increased interest rates. But in a counterintuitive way, we were looking for a pump. The reason being, well, one, we've been dumping for a while. We've had very little relief, and any kind of upside move was honestly to be expected eventually, right? What goes down must come up, and what goes up must come down. On top of that, lots of people objected to my contrarian view about the interest rate increases pumping the market, because they're saying, well, last time and this and that. Yes, I agree. Last time definitely dumped all markets, but it was more of like a surprise. It was kind of not expected. This decision was made a while ago by the Bank of Japan. They gave us plenty of time. Markets easily priced this in. Remember, markets are always pricing in news even before we get it, before we even know about it. The minute someone knows about it, and you could maybe even argue before that, markets begin pricing it in. This was too expected. The unanimous decision of markets are going to dump on this, I just didn't think would fly. Now, certainly we haven't rallied to all-time highs. Bitcoin is not doing super great, but it didn't dump its brains out, and that is a welcomed change. We've been seeing a lot of this lately. Please forgive me for the spooky thumbnails that we've been doing. They have been really great at getting clicks. I'll give it to all of the clickbait thumbnails I've criticized in the past. They've been getting us some really solid clicks. I remain bullish. I'm always bullish, guys. I'm a perma bull when it comes to Bitcoin. The future does not exist without Bitcoin more incorporated and interwoven into it. That is my opinion. I still believe that we can hit an all-time high by the end of the year. It is really cutting it close here. Perhaps we will get the legendary Santa rally. Haven't had that since maybe the first Christmas I was in crypto. We've had some really not great Christmases or Christmas price action over the last few years. Maybe this is the mix-up. No matter what happens, we're going to be here. This channel does level-headed, logical analysis. We don't prey on your emotions. We don't scare you for clicks other than the thumbnail. Our content will never scare you or intentionally make you FOMO. My whole goal of this channel is to help you succeed in the crypto space. That's why I don't accept money from scams, rugs, projects to promote them, to tell you they're good investments, even if that means giving up tons and tons of money. We've been doing this on YouTube for almost 7 years now. It'll be 7 years like June of next year, so 6.5. We're going to keep doing it. Whether a bull market continues next year or a bear market, we're going to be here, boys. The real value you can get here, in my opinion, is somewhere to check analysis from a seasoned, experienced trader. I'm not the best trader in the world. I get it wrong. I don't pretend otherwise. I am a profitable trader, which is very rare, but I'm not going to say I'm the best trader ever. I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. But I think you have stuff you can learn from me. And even if you can't, even if you're a better trader than me, you got nothing to learn. But we can offer as a community of people. Over Christmas break, especially if we continue dumping, over Christmas, your family's probably gonna have some select words for you, especially if you told them to buy back in October. They're gonna criticize you. They're going to tell you, "I told you this was dumb. Yeah, you're obsessed with this thing. You're being scammed." Whatever it is, they're saying these things out of love, not out of hate. Most of the time, they just don't understand what Bitcoin is, what it represents, what this space can be, and in my opinion will be, and is becoming very quickly. Even if price hasn't been so great, the space itself has, in ways unimaginable in years past, woven itself into the fabric of society. But here we get that. So a value you'll always have is like-minded people going through the same thing, the same ups, the same downs. You can come commiserate here, celebrate here, and at the end of the day, if that's all we offer, I think that's successful. So thank you for joining us again. I'll say it one more time. If you're on any platform other than YouTube, feel free to join us over here, youtube.com/TomCrown. That's the main stream. That's where the main chat's going on. No matter where you are, please help engage the chat. put a message in the live. Nobody said a single thing over on the TikTok live. 𝐂𝐴 followed us. But put a message in the chat, say hello. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're looking at today. I don't have a ton to say about Bitcoin at the moment, so I probably won't have a 45-minute intro like I typically do of analysis and stuff. We'll look at alts, we'll hang out. It's Friday. That's probably about it. Heading into a holiday week. Who's ready? I'm ready. Yeah, of course, follow along, tap the screen, hit the likes, all those good things. All the goodies. What's up? HBAR. Anybody else looking at HBAR? TikTok, the first one to yell out a ticker. That's new. Music, I don't know. What kind of music, what kind of vibe you guys feeling? Actually, you know what? Music instantly. Let's do this. Yeah, on Wednesday, TikTok shut down our stream 15 minutes in. So let's wait 15 minutes because I'm pretty sure music was the reason it got shut down the time before. So we'll give it a minute. Christmas music vetoed. I'm using my veto power, man. We're not doing that. No Christmas music. I always pick the good music. Thank you, sir. I know. I'm talented. Litecoin and Doge. Always looking at HBAR, says OBSY. 𝐂𝐴. You got HBAR fans over here on YouTube. You're not ready for Christmas? Where's alt season? About a year ago. That's what it seems. Lion. Shout out to Lion in My Pocket, one of our regulars here on YouTube. I don't know if you read this somewhere, but I actually kind of like this thought. Some good hopium. It's a good way to start today. So a lot of people are saying that this year was a bear market. I disagree, but I think that there is reason and there's some validity to it. You know, but next year will really drive this home. But if this year was a bear market and last year, or really like January of this year or Q4 of last year, was the cycle top, that's when we saw alts actually run. If that's the case, the cycle low or the bear market bottoms have always come almost exactly a year from the highs. In 2017, the cycle high was December, but then in, 2018, in October, it hit its cycle low, the bear market low. That was a year, 10 to 12 months away. November 21, we saw the bear market bottom in November of 22, exactly a year from high to low. If that's the case, and the end of last year into the beginning of this year was the bull market top, that means that maybe we're at the bear market low. That's exactly a year later. Bitcoin USD has traded higher, but looking at other charts, you'll find that isn't really the case. Bitcoin against the dollar may have had extra highs throughout this year, not because Bitcoin actually increased in value, which is a weird thing for me to think about, because clearly it did. Clearly there were buyers. But not because it increased in value, but because of the debasement of the dollar. When you look at, this is Bitcoin versus Euro, you'll see the high was in January 20th of 2025. Maybe we're looking at January 20th of next year. We did have a slightly higher high in October, but by no means is that like a bull run high, right? We spent the entire year underneath it. There was like a few hours total where we traded above it on the Euro pair. When we look at the Swiss franc, it's actually even crazier. It's even crazier. I don't know why this didn't, this is at 100,000. Swiss franc didn't even break 100K. It set its all-time high in January of 25, along with everything else, and did about the same thing. Spent the entire year underneath it. If you factor in just a simple 2% inflation, you will see that almost none of these pairs actually had new all-time highs in 2025. Except for the dollar. Like this, these highs to highs are not even 1%. The British pound, maybe the closest to the dollar in this sense. This did have higher highs throughout the year, but they were also very small. They really didn't go anywhere. We didn't see a significant move. So it's an interesting way to look at it's an interesting way to look at it. I think it is a great way to cope. Put that in our cope pipe. But like it's a great way to just have a better outlook on it. If things are bad, and I think this is the reason that people are so panicked about a bear market, is that this whole year sucked. Altcoins have eaten it. We just really haven't gotten any kind of upside movement. And to think that we're about to enter another year where we expect more selling, more downside, more sideways, less euphoria, less good vibes, is a really painful thought. I really think that is where the fear comes from. And the reason I like this year out from the high, like concept or hopium, is that it puts that into a little bit more perspective in reality. It's like, well, if this is true, then maybe we really have gone through a lot of the pain already. And I think that sits better with me. I don't know about you guys. It's going to go higher. Damn, dude, my allergies are bad again. We got a bunch of snow. It all melted. Now my allergies are back. It's going to go higher, says Dope Go Crazy 5. I think so. I think so. Really, it's really making us wait for it. I think so. Even if it's into next year, I can't imagine Bitcoin not moving into the 100 to 110K area. Even if we go lower, even if we're in a exact replica of every other bear market, like some kind of move up here, retrace this large and efficient move, and then the market will figure out what it wants to do. I can't imagine, this is also a crazy thought, is I can't imagine a more bullish environment for Bitcoin, like going forward, than we had this year. Like deregulation of the space, regime change, going from crackdown to, I don't want to say promotion necessarily. I don't feel as if like the Trump presidency has promoted Bitcoin. It's talked about it. I don't really feel like it's promoted it, but it is a very obvious 180 from like the crackdown we saw in the Biden administration. ETFs went live the beginning of last year. This is our second year of ETFs, right? I'm getting the timeline right. ETFs went live. Saylor bought more Bitcoin than anyone ever thought anyone would buy. How does it get more bullish than that? You know, like not necessarily next year, but it just in 4 years or whatever, 8 years, 12 years, whatever, 10 years out. What's a more bullish environment than that? I'm not sure. It kind of caters to the idea that Bitcoin largely doesn't give any F's about any of the stuff that we think is important. When it comes to like adoption, institutional adoption or whatever, it just doesn't seem to care. It really just does whatever it does. Maybe that's a good thing. Certainly doesn't feel like a good thing now, but maybe it is. The total's a little less in the ballpark of saying that we're a year into a bear market. Total's pretty into the October was the high thing. So I guess at worst we are 9 months away from the bottom. Woohoo! Anyway, let's look at some altcoins. We'll look at HBAR, whatever you guys want to look at. Someone said 109K. Yeah, 100 and it's a range. It's a big range. 109K makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Really, in every way. I'm not even going to get into all the ways this makes sense. 20 weekly sits at 106.6. 106 is the golden Fibonacci retracement from our all-time high to our recent low. You go to the day, the 200-day moving average, which is something everybody looks at, which also has been back-tested virtually I think in every bear market start. We've seen the loss of the 200-day and then a back test of it. Sits at like 108. It's a range. I hate giving ranges like that because it's so vague. It's like, all right, anywhere from like 103 to 108. I guess that's only 5%, but it's pretty big. Regardless of the exact number, because it's unlikely going to be an easy, perfect number. A retracement into the low hundreds, I think the probability is just so high. I want to say this year, but obviously we keep running out of days. But even if it's into the beginning of next year, like the confidence I have in that move is very strong. Incredibly strong. There has always been in my memory one move into a bear market where just one last time people get back into it. I think they say, okay, no, like this, we're not going to a bear market. We get this big rally. We're actually back. And like euphoria starts to flow again and then it's over. Every time I've seen this cycle play out, that is what's happened. So I'm looking for it. I don't think it's crazy. I think it's a pretty expected number. I would love for something else to happen, you know, change up. Maybe price moves up through it. We go to new all-time highs. That'd be dope. But we're going to take it one day at a time. We about to dump Dark Side? Right now? I don't think so. I haven't looked at low time frames this morning, though. Let's take a peek. Wow. We just can't hit a higher high, can we? Last night when I was going to bed, the interest rate from Bank of Japan was coming in, and I saw this price action, and I was like, okay, we're going to go higher. I'm so glad I didn't rip along. Look at this crap. What even is this? We rallied again, and what happened? Just another lower high. 1, 2, 3. Lower highs in a row. 1, 2. Lower lows in a row. This is ugly. It is testing our faith. I have faith, though, Bitcoin. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next year, 4 years from now, I don't know. But I got faith in you. This does not look good. Let me just throw on a simple oscillator. We'll do like RSI. Yeah, unspectacular. Without the break of at least 89.4, like 89.5, which we came so close. But without a break of this previous lower high, we just have another lower high. There we go. There we go. How long into it this time? Repeated violations. Every single time. And then we view why. We go to our violation record. No records. Thanks for making our community better. TikTok, you are a silly bitch, TikTok. I'll tell you what, you're a silly, silly bitch. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we can put on music then. We'll put on music, screw it. I don't know. I opened up tickets and stuff on TikTok. Hey, here we go. I opened up tickets because it's like, why is this happening? We'll see if they ever get to it. Your live on Streamlabs has been suspended. Repeated violations of our community guidelines. We only got 142 viewers there anyway. View details. No details. No record. I don't know, man. You're a silly bitch. This time it was 13 minutes. Okay, 13 minutes, 30 seconds. So it was 30 minutes, then 15, now 13. I don't know, dude. TikTok, you violated my community guidelines. Hopefully, has the streams connection on YouTube been good? I did like a few hours of troubleshooting after Wednesday, and this is the first stream where we're testing it out to see if it's worked. So let me know if there's any buffering, any issues, any disconnects. Hopefully it's good. What's he gonna do? Music. TikTok is wild, and Tomka. I did get violated. Been mint. All right. I did a few things, so hopefully that is all it needed. What should we put on? Could make it like a little Grizzy day. I haven't listened to Grizz in a while. Yeah, beats I can't release. We haven't listened to that in a bit. This is a good one. I only played this for you guys like once or twice. It's got some good like old tunes. This is Wookie. Beats I can't release mixtape volume 1. Go ahead, give him some love if you enjoyed the tunes. There we go. It's Friday, let's get the tunes. Thank you, Satoshi Nakamoto. I have permission to play any of his songs. Appreciate that. The one guy on TikTok who, rest in peace, wanted HBAR. HBAR, you do not look good. Keep on rocking me, baby. Keep on rocking me. Volumes, is that good? Let me know. I wonder why they wanted to look at HBAR. HBAR is not doing anything today. HBAR, since October, just in the bleed. Up 5%, right back to where it opened yesterday. Like, ooh. I feel weird. So I want your guys' opinion. What? People want to look at all these different altcoin charts, and that's fine. Of course, they want to look at their bags. They want to look at what they're passionate about. I get that. But it's like every day when we look at these things, I just don't really, I struggle to find what to say. It's like they just have been bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And it's like, what do I say to these people? I want to give them value, but I don't want them to think, I don't want to give them the impression that, I don't know, it's like their coin is bad or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't want to shit on their parade. But I want to give them something. Maybe just look for like supports and resistances. Like look for support below, resistance above, and then not really give any kind of like predictive element. I don't know. You only want hopium. I know you only want hopium. But like, okay, here's what I'm saying. Let me refine this. What do I tell these people when I don't have any hopium for them? Yeah. Yeah. That's where we're at. Here's your hopium. Maybe we can dish it this way. On the quarterly time frame. Major levels here. Quarterly. HBAR is right at support. Now it is slightly below, but on the quarterly time frame, you're gonna see price action trade like that. Typically, it is not a perfect touch on these huge lines, but what we're looking for is a close above 11.5 on HBAR by the end of the year. This would be a back test of the resistance we saw early 24 after putting in a higher high, while this lower high in July is rough, and of course the lower low into this quarter rougher. Closing above 11.5 would be a pretty decent support to hold. That'd be a clean back test that you could see into Q1 of next year. I think a move to the 15 cent previous lost support, 15 cent quarterly support target. I think that's pretty legit. We see the 20 quarterly moving average creeping up here. Not a great sign, but definitely confluence when it comes to that level. 15 cents going to be resistance no matter how you look at it. But that gives it a good place to look to long towards, or even a potential to short or hedge against a position on a return to there. What's up, pig? Shorting Sol? Probably. This quarterly, though, is nice. I like this. This is better. Maybe I need to just keep zooming out until I see something. Equally visible on the month. Right here, monthly closes. Just looking for 11.5 on HBAR. Okay. So long, yeah. Sol's had some serious FUD lately. What's going on with Sol? Kind of similar setup on the day. It's like down yesterday, up, back to where you were, but no real progress when it comes to your highs. I've not changed. The short-term outlook on Sol not changed. Looking for that 100 to 105 zone. Go round. That's tricky. I like this. I like this song. Rock go round. That's tricky. Tricky. Nothing changed there. Nothing changed on the day. Let's zoom out. I mean, we are wrapping up the week. Solana can close above 124, hold this level on the week, and while it still doesn't look good, that would be a decent way to wrap up this losing week. Would suggest a move back to 143. Oh, that's a 2-week candle. Same thing, though. Same thing. This 124 is the monthly up. I'm glad I zoomed back out. I haven't looked at this in a bit. Ugh. The 50 month curling down here while price is above it. That is strange. Is it because you're... It must be because you're losing these candles. I bet. Let's see. Where's 50 months? There it is. Something people don't always understand about moving averages, especially big time frames. I think it's important. This 50-month bending down is not a good sign, but it's really unusual because price action is all above the 50, and typically when you see something bend down like this, price will be below. What this showed me, and this is kind of an understanding, like I said, that people don't have moving averages. What this showed me is that really high candles are being dropped. You look to the left, where is that likely? I said losing these candles. Literally, we are literally dropping the all-time high candle in this month, or is it last month? So for the next 13 bars, it is very likely that that 50 moving average will continue down. That's right. What's up, Primo Zooster? This is your third super chat? My guy. This guy. Good job to you. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Third super chat ever. I'm humbled by your 5 euros. Thank you. You have a wife on Instagram, do you? You have an Insta wife? Solana can be okay as long as it's above 94. April's low. This lower high is ugly, but it can be okay as long as it's above 94. The downtrend hasn't necessarily begun until or if April's low breaks. Because you have a high, a lower low, a lower high. You need a lower low. Quarterly time frames seem to be coming into play here, and this actually makes sense. This is something we haven't looked at a lot over the last 2-3 months, but it's something that I am seeing on the chart now after just looking at 2, HBAR and now Solana. We need to go back to looking at these quarterlies. That is logical because the quarter is about to end. We are wrapping up Q4 of this year and obviously wrapping up 2025. Good riddance to this bullshit ass year. Wrapping it up, we'll obviously be looking at the yearly closes as well. But as the quarter comes in, we are seeing relevance in these levels, and maybe this is relevant to our trading. 124 to me, the more I look at this, is the number to hold. We want to see this hold now on the day, on the week, on the month, and on the quarter. It's currently trading at 124.96. The level is 124.57. Let me see if that's perfect though. Yeah, 57. A razor thin margin of error. Razor thin. Like, wild. There is a lot of potential, even though there's not a lot of time left. There's a wild potential of things that could happen. If Solana does close 124 on this week, on this month, I think it is a very likely scenario. We see it return to 190. And this is, interestingly, the target of all of the longs. This is exactly where we have been looking forever for this to return to. This chart is pretty clean. So long story short, looking for 124.57 to hold day, week, month, quarter. When that happens, or if that happens, 190 upside target. I think that's a playable trade. There's your hopium. It was also the perfect golden Fibonacci retracement from your swing high to this swing low in this quarter. Boom, right there. I like it. I like it. Cool. Solana done in the books. What's up, loading name? Pickle. Monkey's back. It's good to see you, man. I feel like people were worried about you. Were you gone? Like, you were gone. I know you were gone, but people were worried about you, I think, because remember in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, people were saying that, I think you said you were going somewhere or you were doing something, and then we didn't hear from you for too long. So I'm glad you've checked back in, man. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Who else is here today? Alex Gross is here. I haven't seen that name before. Welcome, brother. Asafurbin. What's up, man? Bodes Jones. Brother Nature Joe. CBK Wahoo. What's this here? Kodan. Kodan was the first one in the stream. He gets firsties. What's up, Ahmad? How are you doing, brother? Krug. Dylan Hill. Kitty Kush. David. Jelf. David B. Christopher Rook. Loading name Crunk. McPooch. Matrella. Monkey. There he is. Paulo Boyle. Primo Zister. Pickle. Myself. It is a quiet stream, boys. This is a quiet stream. But I got sunshine. We went over HBAR and Solana, and actually I think there were some solid pieces of alpha on both. Solana maybe the most. Solana really, really is hedging on this close here. Countdown to bar close. Why is 12 days, 5 hours. Whoopsies. Are we not live on X for some reason? Yeah, we're live on X. There it is. There it is. Yeah, even only 400 views on X. We are. What's up, Skate? We are drowned in boys today. It's okay. What's up, Tom? Light bulb. Mine. Mikes. What's up, Mikes? What's that miss? Left field. Datcoin. Bob. I think I got Bob. Quiet days. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, though. Let's go. Let's go. The smaller the stream, though, just the more intimate the stream. I'll invite you're all invited over to my house for beers. Let's all have some beers tonight. How's that sound? I say beers, but what I really mean is seltzers. I'll have seltzer beers, but you can bring whatever you want. You can't find a job? I believe that. The job market has been absolutely cooked for more than 3 years, 3 to 4 years. What's up, Sun Chips? Beers sound dope on me, bro. Oh, man. Guys, when things get euphoric and exciting again, maybe like not, yeah, hopefully next year. But whatever that is, we're doing like a meetup. We're doing some kind of community meetup. We're all going to get slammered together. It's going to be a great time. Pull up job market chart. What is that? Job? Is there a TradingView ticker for that? Yeah, there is. There is. Let's see. Jobs. All caps jobs. You have a bad history in jobs? I feel like that's common among crypto people, man. I had a lot of jobs, but I felt like I could never hold a job down. This is the longest I've ever had a job consecutive. Like, this is the longest I've done the same thing. I don't think I had a job for more than like 2.5 years. It was also the same. It was the same time as like 2.5 years was also my longest like relationships. It's weird how maybe they're similar. US Joe. US Joe. United States job offers. Not supported for less than a month. So this isn't going to be so helpful. Or maybe it is. Job offers. Okay, this is a little counterintuitive. Obviously crashed in COVID. People after March, April, May, were not hiring at all. Went from 7 million to 4 million. Went down 35% into COVID. Then it spiked. This is kind of the weird part, right? By the end of 2020, job offers resumed trend. But then into 2021, exploded. They doubled. It doubled into March of 22, which is also weird because essentially the bear market low was the end of 22 and then it faded off again. What is interesting though is job offers are right about November 2018's high. And I guess significantly higher than all. This doesn't really make sense to me. I wonder if how they calculate this changed, right? Because how can job offers now, even at like the bottom of COVID, we'll say, be the high of 2017? Yeah, we had like financial crisis, but you know what I mean, right? Seems odd. There are more people. I wonder. Seems weird. No, it also may be this also may be the rise of the gig economy. I wonder if that's it. The rise of the gig economy. So there's more jobs, because I don't know what this reporting is. I don't know what a job is in this sense. It may be, if it includes part-time jobs, this number might not be that helpful, because part-time jobs, I can make 10,000 part-time jobs right now. I can hire every single one of you in the chat. I will pay you, I don't know, whatever the minimum I can pay you is, and you all get 5 minutes of work time, right, a month. It's like, that's 1,000 jobs, but it's not actually any jobs. They printed money after COVID, true. But I don't think that's it. I think that it's the gig economy. That's what I think this is. I think it's part-time jobs. It just doesn't make sense. Because here's the reality. Whenever you hear about unemployment numbers or job numbers or any of this shit, right? You don't need these numbers. Your friends, yeah, it is an anecdotal and a local experience. But you feel it. And where we've been the last 2-3 years absolutely is not going to be more than all of 2000. No way. We are not in a good place with jobs. Everyone I know in real life has been laid off in the last 2 years, and most of them never really found work. Like, they found work in different fields, or they went to sales. Like, you don't need these numbers. They're interesting to look at. They should be on paper valuable. But we experience the economy. It sounds weird, but it's important. Building a way to do everything with AI. Yeah, and I feel like that's not going to work. No one here can beat your job, Monkey? Probably not. Greetings from the Netherlands. It's freezing here too, my friend, but a chilly cheers to you. Numbers are cooked and faked, seems like it. Gender studies will never net a job? Probably not. Neither did my political science, though. My political science never really netted a job, but I made it work anyway. We have this has been a while since we've had one of these. Here's a little scan. Seltzer beers? That's right, Morpho Face. I don't know if you're still here. Hell yeah. Here we go. It's been a little bit since we had one. Let's publicly call this out and shame it. Bots in the chat. This is a bot. Something about Pepe on BNB. I don't know. With a contract address. This is a scam, bro. You will never find a real project that is promoted this way. You'll never find anything other than scams that are promoted this way, with bots through, like just coming on random, like comments on Twitter, in our live chat. We haven't had these in a while, which is interesting. But anytime in comments on YouTube, in replies on Twitter, whatever, anytime you see contract addresses and shit just being spammed, like, it's a scam. It's always a rug. It's always like it's like a ticker. Maybe it's a ticker with the same name as something else with a different contact. Like, it's always a scam, bros. You have a degree in business management and advertising? That's a much better degree than I have. Tomas IQ. There's no fuck. You did a job broker? There's no data? No, there isn't. Fell for one token launch in your early days, just dude. I mean, we all have lost money in crypto to different things. Crypto, not as a trope or as a cliche or as like a, in all seriousness, crypto is a learning experience. Like, you learn about a lot of stuff, and you learn to exist in a world that is moving out of reality, but always will exist. A world where it's like, you need to be able to take care of yourself. You need to be able to safeguard yourself. And yes, there should be protections and there should be defenses around, that are, regulation, whatever, that protect you in some way. But to never depend on them, and to always first be on the lookout for yourself. Meaning, like, in crypto, you need to be aware of like email links and downloading stuff and connecting wallets and like the severity, because there's no backsies. And we live in a world where there is backsies for a lot of things. But we should never depend on that. We should always be ahead of it. You know what I mean? Bitcoin Cash. I have been watching. I have it pulled up. I did see in real time this week, it started to break out against Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin was moving down at the time, so it wasn't really making much gain. But Bitcoin Cash has, for now is broken out. This probably could use some updating on this chart. We'll look at the Bitcoin pair here in a minute. The dollar pair hasn't. Now, I think last time we looked at it, we talked about a potential higher low here, and this getting somewhat spicy. I don't think that that's a terrible bet. At this point, here's where I'm at with this. The whole market is so cooked, right? That for me, I would rather wait for BCH to come up here and maybe break a high, break this resistance, which is about 10% move up. And typically I don't like chasing up, but I would almost rather buy here than right here. Even though it's like a 10% markup, it is so hard to trust a pump right now. This does look good. It is in the higher tier of things. I mean, the whole market looks like shit, but it's in the better tier of things. But it's really hard to be bullish on a chart right now. A lot of things have had some kind of like death pumps where they've made these little moves that kind of whipped up liquidity and then just went right back to the trend. And I'm being very cautious of getting caught in those right now. This is the weekly time frame, so it goes into the OG-ish category. Some of them doing well, like ZEC, was, Monero. Money, weekly, coming up. I still have my original BCH from the Hash Wars. Quarterly's coming in. 684. 684 for me is really the number to beat. This back here, this was beautiful. Who was here for this? This was like a year ago. Who was here when we were talking about longing Bitcoin Cash to 300? Right here, beautiful back test on this quarterly. I was here. I think if you break 673, you're looking at 1,000. Pretty decent logical upside target. Let me look at the Bitcoin pair for a bit. ZEC allows you to have anon Bitcoin. Well, that is not true. It's not true. ZEC allows you to have anon proof of work coin. It is a disservice to yourself and to others to say Bitcoin. It is not. It doesn't even really make sense. ZEC doesn't have the same origin as Bitcoin. Let's go out to like the year here. ECH has only closed one green candle on the yearly against Bitcoin ever. That was in January. That was 23. Its origin is interesting. You guys want me to gripe about it? I'll gripe about it. I by no means is ZEC the worst or anything. But you guys know how I am about my coins. Okay. It's like a double top here, 0.1. 0.1's a great target for this. %, 52%, 50% against Bitcoin. Okay. month is looking better and better though. This may have 20% up to 50% upside against Bitcoin. 50% to 1,000. Coincidence? I don't know. This does look good. Wow, look at this. This is the daily. This is cool. I might tweet this. BCH death crossed in November, golden crossed in December, and now look at this shit. Wow, this actually might be the play. This might be a play. A little bullish kissing. Stop under 5. Stop under this, under 535. Even use the 50-day as like a trailing stop. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't want to wait. This chart is worth looking at. I will say that. This is definitely worth looking at. We put a short on it back here in July of this year that was basically the right idea for the entirety of the year. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's no longer true. Let's get this back. All right, I might be convinced. $550, $560. I'm gonna have my eye on this. We'll look at we will look at BCH more now. I'm gonna move it up in the tab list. This is spicy. This moving average dance there is spicy. All right, let me go back up. It's crypto. Nothing really does anything. Fair. Fair, bro. That's very fair. You become very paranoid with crypto. It's healthy, man. It's healthy to be a little paranoid. Kitty said BCH looks great compared to most other alts. Agreed. Compared to 95% maybe. I wouldn't say it's the best looking, but it's absolutely in the top of them. For sure. I mean, we got, let's see how 𝐒𝐻 might be coming back. Might be. Having a day today, 𝐒𝐻 up 13%. 𝐒𝐻 kind of looks like a long 2 though. I feel like this is what it's gonna look for. Hit resistance, pull back maybe into like next week for a little bit, higher low, and then look for the 527 move. BCH is slow. I don't know. Who cares? People, Tom, I love you. I just want to rant today a little. People talk about transactions per second and like all this shit, right? And they yell about it as if, I'll just say as if it matters. I don't know. Like my coin does 1 trillion transactions a second. It's like, but it has 0 transactions, like 0 real transactions. It doesn't matter. It only matters if there are transactions. Like once you hit the limit, like you do 1 million transactions a second, but you have 0 people doing any real transactions. What does it matter? Like who cares? I don't know. And I'll just say, and obviously we have coins that do bajillions of transactions and just like the price never goes up. And so apparently it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Well, I will bet you can buy Bitcoin anonymously with 𝐒𝐻. I mean, that doesn't make it Bitcoin though. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, you can buy You can buy Bitcoin anonymously with 𝐬𝐶. You can do that with other things too. But being able to buy it doesn't make it the same thing. There's other privacy things. ETC, we can look at ETC. I haven't looked at ETC in a while. Everything in the top 100 is so boring. Yeah, dude, because everything in the top 100 has gotten wrecked. Wrecked. Song slaps, dude. Yeah, this song's been fire. This is a mix. I'll put it up here again. This is a mix. It's by 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍, W-U-K-I. The song is Beats I Can't Release, mixtape volume 1. Oh wow. Oh wow. I still think Monero is the best chart in crypto. I don't think there is a more bullish chart in crypto than Monero. I put my money where my mouth is. You've seen me buy thousands of dollars worth of this spot live. I think this is it. There are others that look good, but I think Monero's number one. What is Bitcoin Cash? It is a fork of Bitcoin. So I mean, it's just Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin with the block size changed or something, dynamic block size. Also with a Bitcoin Cash also has a dynamic difficulty adjustment mechanism that I think just like trails Bitcoin's. Real greasy. The only objection I have to 𝐬𝐶 at all, and I have 𝐬𝐶, I bought it, whatever, I bought it a long time ago. The only objection I have, and why I don't like the comparison to Bitcoin specifically, is 𝐬𝐶 for the first, God, it's something in my eye. I don't know how long, but for the first whatever amount of blocks, and it was significant, had basically a tax. It was a 10% tax that went to the founders or the devs, like whatever. It went to somewhere centralized. And so while that's not the worst, it's not, man, it's similar to pre-mine. But while it's not the worst thing, and the percentage I believe was about 10%, maybe it was a little bit less. I don't like that. That's my only gripe with it. There are much worse things, but it is not, because of that, it is not fair or akin. It isn't fair to say it is like it is Bitcoin. No, it's not. That's it. That's my only gripe. Monero is really very similar, very similar to 𝐬𝐶, privacy, proof of work, but there is no tax, there's no pre-mine. So this would be closer to Bitcoin, in my opinion, than 𝐬𝐶. Yeah, closer to Bitcoin than 𝐬𝐶, period. Man, the chart I think looks even better right now. This money flow in the week, higher highs hitting. Oh, I wish I was all in on Monero. 24-hour confirmation for what? Yeah, Solana has the most transactions, but like how many real transactions, right? Real meaning like meaningful human transactions, not like automated bot, I don't know, bot trading, whatever. Those just like don't really matter in my opinion. It's not like real use either way. If XRP hits $50 before 2027, will I give you on a one-on-one, Johnny Crypto? Sure, bro. Sure. Sol Bitcoin. We did look at Sol Bitcoin. Oh no, we didn't look at Sol Bitcoin. You're right, Way. I talked about Sol for a while. I'm not talking about Sol Bitcoin though. That's pretty ugly. I'd say it's probably due for a little bounce, but I don't love where it's heading. 0.2. I Got the death cross. On the week. On the week. The golden cross on the week for Sol Bitcoin marked the top of its pair. It's about the death cross. Or maybe it just did. It did. Ooh, this is a good tweet. Fire. This is some good hopium. I don't know. I've just never had an issue with transactions. I don't know. I've never had an issue. The only issue I've ever had with transactions was maybe on Ethereum in 21 or something when it got all clogged up. But I just didn't send my Ethereum. I just didn't move it. Just didn't do anything with it. And it wasn't a big deal, at least for me. Oh no, was that exponential and I just clowned myself? I think it was. No, never mind. Good. There it is. Nice clean chart. Okay. Bam, bam. Right. It's gonna be a good tweet. I'll do that after the live. I guess I can do it now. Trump is speaking right now. Oh my god. Call me a hater. Who cares? Like, who cares? Dude is literally always speaking. He just speaks to hear himself talk at this point. What's he talking about? Makes an announcement. What is he making an announcement about? Have you guys noticed his mic is always so low? What is up with that?
Maybe press will treat it as a story. This is the biggest front page story that you'll ever see. This is a huge bearing too on the healthcare, because a big part of healthcare need 10 people to fill one job, which is what we workforce by tremendous hundreds of thousands. By announcing two things, this is the gold card, as you know.
A gold card.
Secretary of Commerce.
I thought we didn't want immigrants.
Some others have been working on for quite a while.
Great.
And pathway. The jails all over Venezuela, all over the world, the Congo.
Venezuela.
And now when they come in, they have to pay $1 million. And we've had a tremendous surge, and you're going to be happy. They grab people coming in to our country, so they who's not here today, who just want to, it's called a beautiful thing. Most favorite
Who's buying
nations.
That card? Nobody, no one that we want here.
Because I would have said it the other night, but I was not allotted too much time, actually. You had a couple of brand new shows opening, and I understand that. But I do want to say, and some people say, oh, you shouldn't say it. It sounds negative. To me, I think it sounds positive. The only reason our unemployment tucked up and went up to 4.5%, which it went up to 4.5%, which is quite a low number, but still, is because we are reducing the government workforce by numbers that have never been seen before. In other words, government jobs are way down.
Jobs are down.
We don't need 10 people to fill one job, which is what we had in government in many cases. So the government workforce, by numbers that have never been seen before, has been reduced very substantially, and it will continue to be reduced. 100% of our new jobs are in the private sector. So this is for
he already
the last
said
number of
this,
months.
didn't
Think
he?
of that, 100%.
I read this earlier this morning.
Reduce unemployment to 2%, 1%. And again, well, we have
this dude, he does not understand percents,
by
though.
Tremendous hundreds of thousands of people. And that leaders of 9 of the world's largest pharmaceutical manufacturers, all very big names, celebrities in their own right, very, very powerful people.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't related.
And they had some of the most admired companies anywhere in the world. It's a great group. To announce that they've agreed to offer many of their flagship drugs, really all of their flagship drugs, at heavily discounted, most favored nations prices. In other words, whatever the drug sells for over the world, in the world, but now we're doing it, ever the lowest prices. Now, the pharmaceutical companies were difficult to use tariffs, and we're going to charge you a 10% tariff, which is far more money.
I don't know. We'll find out later. Dude, the dude has an announcement every day, and it's just like rambling. I can't. All those things I read this morning, pretty much that I heard him say there. He already announced those things. If anybody knows what he actually said that's different or novel, please let me know. I'm just not going to invest the time right now. Where was I? Looking at Sol. Oh yeah, I didn't even look at the Sol Bitcoin chart. I just pulled it up, and then I was like, I'm going to tweet that, and I got distracted, and then you guys said there was a speech. Here's your hopium that I'm about to tweet. First death cross on the week for Sol BTC. The first golden cross happened in March of 24. It marked the top. First death cross right here, coming in. It already happened actually last week. Hopefully that marks the bottom. From a chart perspective, I don't see it yet. 001 is it just feels like it's coming. I've been targeting that for, honestly, as long as I can remember. Probably all year. Slowly but surely made its way down. I could definitely see a bounce again here, maybe a retest of 02. But I think inevitably it's looking for the 0.001 target. Put the music back on. Sorry. Forgot I turned that up because the mic was so low. There we go. What up, Kevin? How you doing, bro? I saw Vicus Swing Trader subscribed earlier. It is a dry time for new subscribers, but welcome. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, followed, like the stream, jump in. These quarterly timeframes are just proving themselves to be relevant every time I switch to one. Quarterly against Bitcoin, right back to last quarter's open. Closing here, similar to Solana's price against the dollar. 124. If it can close, and simultaneously it's testing both right now. If it can close there, I think you get a retracement into Q1 of next year. That'd be 190 on USD and maybe 0018 on BTC. Hey, Professor Beans. Oh my god, what is in my eye? Probably nothing, and it's just irritated now. That happens a lot. Hopefully that helps. Bring them out. Bring them out. What's up, Noddy? Microdosing jalapenos? Buying you a Sui spot. Sui's definitely a chart I've never really had confidence in. You're getting it at a discount not seen since last year. I don't like this. I don't like this 132. Test it over and over again. I think $1 is in its future. I'd be more comfortable at $1. 5.4 year cycle, Raw Paul. It seems interesting, I guess. I'll have to look at it. F Sol, what's that? Tom, you should do OF? Yeah, bro. I mean, with the way this is going, brother, with the way the market's been. I've seen files. They're like not releasing them. What in the weeb? Yeah. You must whip it. What's up, Mount Afton? How you doing, bro? Ivan, they're all real. I mean, well, I don't count like algorithmic bot transactions as like, I don't know, maybe real's not the word, but meaningful. It's like not meaningful to me. And you guys can argue it all you want, but look at the charts, you know. Just because you're using a bot to facilitate them doesn't. Yeah, but so. There are people, those are more meaningful, my friend. And I'm not saying there aren't people doing that, but there are absolutely people just using like spamming these networks to make them appear active. Bitcoin Cash did that for a very long time. I don't know if they're still doing that, but just spam. It's hard. It's hard. Holding me to that, Johnny. Go for it. Boots on the ground. What? What is 𝐓 SOL? Tron? Probably. You know what, Tom? So, I mean, probably. But I use Tron a lot. It's crazy. I use Tron quite a bit for Tether. A lot of the Tron transactions are probably just Tether. What is this? What is this, Matrella? What is it? Bots losing lots of money. Well, transactions are very cheap in general on Solana. But basically, what you would have is, I don't know, like the validators, people who are collecting those fees, are the people validators. I guess is it. People collecting those fees. Spam. Makes it like drives up price for other transactions for others that they collect. Makes the chains look more active. So, you know, they're trying to attract price, etc. This is not just Solana though, guys. I'm not saying it's like Solana. Be careful of Solana because it's doing it. It's like this has been a game in crypto since the beginning. Zach, we looked at Zach. ETF Fidelity? Oh, well, this isn't it, because this is some bullshit. 𝐓 SOL, oh, okay. November 11? November 18th? What exactly are we looking at here, though? Solana Fund by Fidelity. I don't know if I can do much analysis on this. Shouldn't this just be Sol's price anyway? Like, shouldn't it track Sol? MSTR looks like a terrible chart. What do I think about strategy as a company? I have no idea. I hope it works. Stakers, not validator. Okay, yes. Point remains. It doesn't matter. It's the people have an incentive to do that, and those people, it maths, you know. Yeah, he gets garbage at the end of the day. It sure feels like it. What's up, T-Money? Bitcoin dominance. I don't know what, Matral, what are we looking at for this? Like, what are we looking at for this? Guess it'll be interesting if these go off. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of history. I guess it's new. It's not sure what we're looking at there. I haven't looked at dominance in a bit. I think I saw Cohen said it was at 60 again. Oh, 𝐓_SOL inflows. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that on the chart. That'd be cool. Yeah, IPO Jack Mallers looks sad. Dude, IPOs are a scam. I've been saying that. Where's MicroStrategy gonna find support? I think 100 is a solid target if my memory serves. I think 100 is solid. Problem with 100, I feel like, is like if you go to 100, you're probably just looking for a dead cat bounce, right? For a lower high. I feel like it's here, like you find support here, or you find it at 100, and just almost anything in between seems it's not super important. I will kind of turn our attention to something. Turn your attention to this. This looks really similar to its last top. It's like blow off top high, pull back lower high, fall, momentum leg, lower high fall. It looks real similar. High, fall, lower high, pull back, pull down, momentum leg. So we expect next momentum leg, big fall. I don't like how similar that looks. Like those tops are so spooky similar. Christmas mix. Tag me on X, Johnny. All right. I don't think that I don't think MicroStrategy is going to sell Bitcoin. But I don't know what I don't know the value of their stock. This chart doesn't look good. Let's look at the quarterly. The quarterly has admittedly kind of changed my mind on a few things today. And then maybe it's going to do that, man. These quarters, we got 12 days to go. And then you look at the quarter. This was our predicted pullback, wasn't it? 164. Quarterly order block, resistance, pullback. That doesn't look bad. Close 170 at the end of the year. Things look all right. I'll just go back to what I said. So it's either right here. Maybe that means you can have a layered strategy or a split strategy. Right here, like 164, right here, right now. And like 100. If I wanted exposure, I would look in those two zones. I would break it up. Maybe I do 50-50. 25-75. Do I have a .crypto link to BCH? I think so. I'm not sure I've ever done it. I'm not sure I've ever used it. MSTR versus Bitcoin is going to be hella bearish because... Yeah, what's up, Matrell? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate the tens. Tensky. Yeah, I have an unstoppable domain, but I don't know if I've ever used it or tried it, so I'm like skeptical. Bitcoin dominance, man. It's a hell of a flag. Let's look at the quarter. Every time I look at these charts and I'm like not sure what to look at the quarter, because these quarters have been interesting. Brutal quarter. Under 59, and you have a really gnarly hammer. Bearish hammer. We never got the red Bitcoin dominance candle yearly and the bull run. I don't know what that means for this, man, because in the bear markets we have seen, I guess in the last bear market we've seen dominance move up. Does that mean we're gonna have more up? Not gonna lie, when I look at this, it makes me feel like next year. MSTR Bitcoin's gonna look weird. I already have it set up, don't I? Appreciate Matrella. It's your fault. Ooh, what is playing now? Oh no! Copyrighted music. Oh, this is 𝐂𝐡𝐚. I love 𝐂𝐡𝐚. I love 𝐂𝐡𝐚. No wonder I was singing along. I guess I can't disable autoplay now for some reason. Oh, it already started playing, so I guess we'll play it. Yeah. This looks bearish. This looks not bearish. This looks bullish, which is bearish for MicroStrategy's price, or bullish for Bitcoin. Depends on how you look at it. Teacher to Bitcoin leading up to 22. So April 22, the bottom of the bear market wasn't until around here. That was the bull run. October 24, and then it reversed October of last year. Looks bad when you invert it, which is MSTR Bitcoin. I think it's going back to closer to 1,000. Closer to 1,000, 1,200. You can see the MSTR. Mr. at 100, the good in your eyes. Yeah, it makes sense. It'll be there someday, Tom. I mean, I should probably. I think it's TomCrown.crypto. Yeah, look at this, TomCrown.crypto. Like I have an IPFS page. Look at that young guy. This hasn't been modified in ever. This link won't even work anymore. Yeah, it doesn't exist because now it's Tom Crown. Oh. That's funny. Unstoppable Domains built me that when they came out, like 21. What's up, P Jabba? Bitcoin to MicroStrategy fried your brain. Well, MicroStrategy keeps diluting their stock supply, like, you know, diluting their supply. So it's weird. It might be smarter to do Bitcoin market cap versus MicroStrategy market cap. Let me see if I can do that. I don't know if I can find that. I don't know. Can't do it. They even diluted their name. And then there's also all the other, like, all their other tickers, man. Like, I don't know. Stocks are just, like, not anything I've been passionate about or learned about. I don't know what they're doing. I really hope that it works. That's what I hope. I think Saylor has good intentions. Doge is recovering nicely. It was looking pretty cooked on Wednesday. Shit, this is more copyrighted music. I just keep vibing. This is Need You by Digex. I like this though, whatever this is. Let's look at Doge on the quarter. We should look at all these things on the quarter that are looking sketch. A little bit high. Doge closes a little bit up and maybe it's held the 20 quarterly. This is the first bearish engulfing quarter since July 18. Well, other than bear market bottoms. My 20x gold long is doing all right. It's up 3%. You can trade with me on BYD, fine. There you go. Friday. I want a beer. Haven't had any alcohol all week, like a good boy. I'd like a brew. Tesla at all looks like it's gonna close at all-time high. Epstein files in 8 minutes. Yeah, I mean, whatever amount they're giving us, they're illegally not the DOJ is illegally not releasing them. It's choosing not to release all of them that it legally was obligated to. So what does that mean? I'm sure it means whatever we get it. It's like not even worth reading. It's probably just gibberish. I hope every victim of Jeffrey Epstein gets closure, gets what they deserve. Bad people put in jail. There's not a single person in the world that I think is on there that doesn't deserve jail. Like, as in, there's no one they could name that would be like, yeah, they're involved in all this bad stuff, and I'd be like, what? Like, no, dude, everyone should get fucking justice. It's crazy. I don't care who it is. There's not a single person that I would object to, like, paying for their crimes, and that's like, yeah, my favorite person. I don't know who that would be, but like, nope, don't care. Right to jail. Fair trial, then right to jail. Man, it's crazy how boring crypto is right now. Again. Gold's going to all-time high by the end of the year. Captain Sailor. We're gonna get so in trouble for all this copyright. It's gonna be a good tweet. First ever weekly. There we go. Bill Gates, put him in jail, bud. Put him right in jail. I don't care. I don't know. Like these people have to have trials. This is America. You have to have a trial. Can't just put people in jail. When you get the trial, they're involved right to jail. Rip Tesla shorts from Bill Gates. That might not be his year coming up. Stephen Hawking right in jail. Massey is dope. I like Massey. Massey's one of my favorite Republicans. One of my favorite politicians. I don't know. I said Republicans. Politicians. Think your 5K target for gold before the end of the year is going to work out? It is so possible. It is so possible. I mean, this call has come a long way. It's come a long way, bro. Like, we were saying gold was going to double by the end of the year. So I would put it at like 5,200. It's very possible. Time do options expire? I have no idea. Probably market close or 6 p.m. Bitcoin dominance. I looked at it briefly. I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about it. It's still flagging. Lower highs, higher lows. Palladium looks good. Putting him in jail for Windows, fair enough. What's up, Stone? It's a big stretch. It is a big stretch, I'm Stone. But here's the thing, is I was saying this like back here. You know what I mean? Like, I was saying this a long time. I don't even know when I first started saying it. I know I said that like gold would double at the end of last year, beginning of this year. But I said 5K by the end of this year. I forget when I started saying it. And now that we don't have a lot of days left, it's, you know, it's getting less likely. But the call was already fine. You know, the call was already insane. This is when people were not bullish on gold. To make a 5K call, I don't know. Now, well, there's not a lot of time. Like, wouldn't be as crazy. The context is more important. Wild. My hair is the chart. Poli-sci majors bull gold. That's right. Always. God, poli-sci. Come a long way. What's up, Zevs? Eric Silva. Everybody else who's new during the stream, I appreciate you tuning in. It's Friday. I want a beer. You want a beer? Let's grab a beer. Let's grab a beer. Everybody come over to my house. Everybody's invited. Let's go grab a few cases. We'll just have a copium party or a drink till we don't care about red candles party. Either way. Go have some fun this weekend. Christmas and holidays are right around the corner. Family, friends. Try to enjoy it. If anybody lectures you or shits on you about your choices and investments, just know that hopefully it comes from a place of love. And you know what? If it doesn't come from a place of love, fuck those people anyway, right? Whatever. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't get it. They just want to stay broke anyway. We'll be live again Monday at the latest, as I say. I don't know about the holidays. I don't know how that we'll figure that out one day at a time. Make sure you join the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Subscribe over at youtube.com/TomCrown. Sign up with BYDFi, our exchange partner, and all the other partners in the video description below on YouTube. Help support the channel. You find those links in the Discord. Let's wrap it up. Cheers, my friends. Hopefully this is a great weekend on the charts and outside of the charts for all of you.